I'm Banks.
I am Joshua.
Odd places going viral.
Yeah. Hey, Banks, what do you declare?
Uh, Declaration. I use that with words. I declare words, and I attempt to make words what I want. Not so much what I want. Who I am. Words are who I am. I create. I declare. I create. I declare the creation of having a mutual and mature relationship with you. There you go.
Okay. So you do actually have declarations. That's cool.
Uh, I create the possibility. That's how I do it. Or I decide. Decide is a very strong word. I decide to have a friendship with you, a relationship with you. Okay. Now that's two people. However, I've gone as far as I can go, and you decide if you want to come back.
Well, here's what's fascinating to me is, we just passed July 4th and we talk about the Declaration of Independence. Like, these folks that wrote this declared, they didn't ask, they didn't suggest, they didn't propose. It was cut and dry declaration. We're out of here and here's why.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
just something I think to be admired. That's all. To have that level of clarity and confidence and just going for
To me, confidence and clarity are there. How many declarations are there? I mean, I only know of the
it.
Declaration of Independence. We want to be away from you, and we're declaring we're not a part of you anymore. And I'm using this as the July 4th and Independence. Um, uh, how much of our language today is that way? How much do you declare?
I try to, I have declarations in my personal life. So basically, declarations are decisions I've made that I'm not going back on. See, the thing about declaration is once you declare it, it's there. Like, you don't change your mind later. There's no going back after you declare.
Okay. So you declare it, yes. However, you can modify that if the clarity changes. I want a mutual and mature relationship. I declare a mutual and mature relationship with you. Okay.
Would that ever change?
Will that ever change? Probably not. That won't.
Would you ever change it to an immature and idiotic relationship? Like, that's never going to change, dude.
Well, I might declare it to a. I don't know the word now. Something beyond that. So into another realm. A partnership.
Okay.
A corporation.
But is that still not a mature
and mutual
and mutual relationship? So I don't think you can go back on declarations. It's like ringing a bell. You can't unring a bell. Now, if you can unring it, or if you're thinking about unringing it, or if you're thinking that you have some doubt, it's not a declaration. Then it's just a statement. Then it's just a suggestion or something else. But declaration, a true declaration, it's to the death. It's till the end. That's it. The ones that wrote the Declaration of Independence were willing to die for that. They signed that. They knew that was their death certificate if they failed.
Right. So
it's your Hancock, man. Come on.
Yes, it's groups. But however, they were a group that said, "We believe this. We're all going to sign this, okay? And we're going to move in this direction away from that." I get that. And they were all in agreement. Now I'm going to go back to something personal. How do you and I personally have a mature and mutual relationship? I mean, if I declare that, okay, and you decide not to, I have gone to as far as I can go with you, and you can say, you know what, I don't care. I'm not declaring. Right. So you have to declare it. I have to declare it, which is kind of like a marriage,
No.
Hey, no. All right, explain.
Yes, in the sense for it to work, I agree. It doesn't change your declaration. If I decide I'm not interested, your declaration's still firm. You're still committed to it. It just may not happen, and that's okay. Like they were committed to seceding from England. It may not have worked, right? And they would have been dead. So it's got nothing to do with the outcome. This is the key part. A declaration has no tie to the outcome. It's an intention. It's a serious intention that you're committed to, and you're not going to go back on. That's a declaration.
Good point. Outcome. That basically what you're doing is you're taking outcome out.
Correct.
You're alleviating the outcome. You're saying, this is what I say and I'm doing, and we're going this way. You don't know where, I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. I mean,
right. A declaration is the highest level of integrity. It's just saying what you're going to do and doing what you said. That's all it is, no matter what the outcome.
Okay, great point. Great point. So integrity is when you say something and you do it. Yes?
And vice versa. Yeah, yes.
Okay. So when you say you are your word, that means what you say is what you'll do, which is integrity. Now, what happens when you say something and it is not your word? You have no integrity, right? Or you have very little integrity.
If you say something and then you don't follow what you say?
You don't follow through with it.
Then you're not, you don't have integrity, right?
So what does that mean when you don't have integrity? It just means you are not your word. However, what does it mean inside? When you say, "Hey, thanks, I'm gonna meet you at 12:07 today, and we're gonna do the podcast," and you're at 12:08, what does that do to you? How does that make you feel when you're a minute late, let's say?
Well, for me, it makes me feel terrible. Yeah, it lowers my identity. It makes me feel, it's not good. Because integrity comes from being integrous, right? Your word is integrated with your action. That's where integrity comes from. It's just integration.
Right. So does it create for you lower self-esteem or low self-esteem?
It does. And I think it does for most people, whether they admit it or not. I think every time you don't keep your word, you've just taken it. You just dropped a notch down. You're not quite the same because you couldn't keep your word to yourself. It's not to the other person. You said you were going to do something and you didn't do it. Down a notch.
All right. So how do you get out of that hole? Let's say you've been doing this your whole life. You've been saying things and not following through, and saying things. I'm gonna climb Mount Fuji, and
it's simple. Stop it.
What happens?
Stop it. That's how you change. Stop it.
Okay. So then you don't make declarations. Then you don't.
Yeah.
You stop saying things.
Stop fooling yourself. Yeah. Just don't make the declaration. Just say, you know what? I'm a freaking liar. I'm going to shoot for this time. I probably won't be on time. Just expect that. And that's actually more integrous, has more integrity than you saying you're going to be on time. Right?
Oh my God. Oh, geez. Yeah. So, okay. How do you call somebody out when they, or do you? Do I need to call you out on, hey, Josh, you're a minute late? Which, by the way, you were not a minute late. By the way, whoever's watching, he was not. Do I call you out on it, or do I let it slide? And me, having integrity, how do I do it?
I think it depends how important it is to you. Like if it's something really, really dire important, you call the person out and you say, look, this can't happen again. And if it does, we're done. So that's when you have to kind of break up the friendship. That's when you say, this just ain't working, man. Now, if it's something not important, okay, right? If it's just a few minutes and you're just meeting for a beer, not the end of the world. But I tell you what, those add up over time.
Yeah.
A minute late here, a minute late there. Eventually you add that up and now all of a sudden your friend is days late over.
Or a no-show or a.
What that says is I don't care about you. I don't care about me and I don't care about you when I don't have that integrity.
It's sad.
It is. This is where we're going as society. But I don't want to get started on that because that's a whole can of worms. Humans.
I wonder how many laughs we have per episode. Because we do
I'm
laugh.
hoping at least 2.
We do laugh quite often. I mean, we do have a good time, which is great. I mean, yeah.
You know what we need?
What do we need?
We need a laugh track.
Create our own. My name's Banks.
I think I'm still Josh.
Yep. Odd places going viral. Take it, Josh.
Yes, viral.